So obviously, as you can see, why is my door open? I don't know, but as you can see it from up above, it is a Get Ready With Me date night edition, and today is, I'm filming this on January 4th, and it is Zach and I's 2-year dating anniversary. 2 years ago we started dating, so we are going to go to, as soon as he gets home, to the restaurant that we went to on our first date, which is in Idaho Springs. It's Bojo's Pizza. And yeah, so I'm just going to show you getting ready for that. So, all I've got on my face right now is my primer. And the primer that I use is by e.l.f. It's the Mineral Face Primer. It looks like that. And they have a regular one, this one, which is the green one, obviously, which is like a tone correcting. I don't think I put this all over my face, so I'm going to add a little bit more. But yeah. I put just primer on because this is the tone correcting for like if you have any redness, and as you can see, other than a little bit of green I put on my nose, I have a lot of red on my face, and if you look at any of my other Get Ready With Me videos, you can see that as well, and it's like, okay. So I tried to make my nose a little bit less red by putting the tone correcting primer on there. It didn't really do anything, so. And like I explained in my last video, this shiny stuff up here, well, whatever. The shiny stuff back there is these cool little wall decals that I thought would be great so that you guys could have, you know, I could sit over here and it'd be like in the background, but they're like metallic-y and my lights don't really do good for that, so. And I'm pretty sure you guys know I use the Maybelline Dream Wonder Fluid Touch Foundation in 10 Porcelain Ivory. And I actually have been buying this at Ulta because it is cheaper there than it is anywhere else, and I look like a weirdo right now. That's fine, right? Alright, so now I'm going to take my e.l.f. small stipple brush, because apparently they don't have a big one, and just kind of go around like that. I don't exactly do a stippling motion like you're supposed to, but that's fine. It works. I also bought this brush. Let me show you real quick. Their professional foundation brush, which I don't know. I don't like it very much. I got this one afterwards and think it's a lot better, so that's nice. But this one I like a lot. And it's better because I think the last Get Ready With Me video I was still putting my foundation on with my fingers, which wasn't bad. It made a smooth look, but this, because I was always like the type of person that's like, oh, why do I need a brush? I can do it with my fingers, it's fine. No, get a brush, and it was like, oh, it was a complete and total change for me. It was just a totally different feeling, a totally different look. Hello, Zigzag. Do you want to say hello? Come here. Get up here. Come on. You can do it. He's not going to do it. He might do it. Come on. Get up here. Go. Jump. This chair is not that tall. Come on. Here, weirdo. If he jumps up here, I'll let him say hi. Come on. Can you get up here? No? Don't want to get up here? Fine. Whatever. Interrupting my video for nothing. Anyway, so, brushes, now he's gone, but it made more of like a flawless looking finish, and it's a completely different thing now. And then the bronzer I'm gonna use is from e.l.f. as well, and I don't know the specific name of it because it came in the contouring blush and bronzer duo, and it doesn't say. I'll show you, but you know, it hit pan pretty bad. So that's what it looks like. It's kind of a, I don't know. It's just brown with like gold glitter. Yeah. And that's how the blush that comes with that was as well. I liked it a lot. And I've gone through 2 of these and completely and totally just hit pan on both of them, and then used up the blush entirely first, so, you know. And then the blush that I'm going to be using is the Mosaic Color Wheel from NYC. It looks like that, and there's really not any shimmer in it, which is kind of nice. And that was just a regular little, like, blush brush that comes with all those little blush kits, and then I use that for that. And then I've got Icing's blush brush for this, which was my first ever brush set. So and I've had this since 2011. No, since December, well, technically 2011. Since December of 2012, I've had my Icing's brush set. So, you know. And since it's a date night, we might as well make things a little bit more dramatic, shall we? It's funny because 2 years ago, yesterday, Zach came back from North Carolina visiting his mom for Christmas and asked me to pick him up from the bus station, and I was like, okay. We were just friends at the time because I liked him, but I didn't think he liked me. I'm going to use the Fit Me Maybelline 135 powdered. Looks like that. And like that. It was on sale, so I got it. But anyway, so I was picking him up from there, and I kind of hung out with him a little bit that night. I mean, it was like 2 in the morning because he got off the bus at midnight. So I was downtown at midnight waiting to pick him up. And then we hung out at his house a little bit, talked about his trip, talked about Christmas break, whatever. And it was the last weekend before our Christmas break was over because we met at college. And he was like, oh, well, let's hang out tomorrow. And I was telling him how I was like just going and driving. He's like, oh yeah, we can go run a couple of errands and then we'll just go drive somewhere and it'll be great. I'm like, alright, okay, whatever. And so then I came back over in the morning around like 10. We went and he got a haircut, and then we washed the Jeep, and then we went to the DMV and we're there for 6 hours. Like, I never understood why people were like, oh, I hate the DMV so much, I'm there forever, blah blah, it takes so long. Every time I've ever gone except for that time, it's been like a half an hour and 45 minutes. That was it. Get in, get out, you're done. And then I go back, and it was like 6 hours, and it was ridiculous. But then he ended up holding my hand there, and then we went to Bojo's and Idaho Springs for dinner, and so that's why we're going back there. So I'm going to be using my Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette from e.l.f. We're going to do a little bit more of a smoky eye today, since I'm wearing some dark colors, which I will show you in a minute. Don't know what I did with my mirror. Is it a view? I don't use my mirror, you guys. Like, oh, wow. Alright, so I'll just keep talking to you. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys the colors I'm using because it's awfully pointless when they aren't listed. So, yeah. But anyway, when we were on that date, if you would have told me that night, like, not Zach, but if anybody would have come up to me and told me, oh, this is the person you're gonna marry and you're gonna get married in 2 years, like, I would not have believed you. I would have laughed at you. Because Zach kind of had these standards, and I lived probably about 30 minutes away from him. And he said I lived too far away and I was too young because he's 9 years older than me. I am 23 and he is 32. And in case you couldn't do the math, or you just didn't know how old I was, or you wanted to know how old he was, I don't know, whatever. So yeah. So he initially was saying, you know, I was not me specifically was too young, but like my age was too young, that he wouldn't date anybody that much younger than him. And he said that, you know, I was too far away and I went to school with him, so there was all of these like stipulations as to how he couldn't date somebody my age, and I was like, alright, whatever. And then when I came over to hang out after, or the next day, we were up at Bojo's and stuff, like when we were at the DMV, he actually grabbed my hand, and then we went back to his house, because we weren't going to take the Jeep up there. Today we are, because it snowed, but That looks really dark. I kind of look like a raccoon. God, what was I saying? So then he was like, oh yeah, you can call it a day. While we were driving up there, and it was, I mean, I was like sitting there in complete and total shock because I had no idea that he even liked me, because we'd been hanging out and been texting, but it wasn't like a, you know, oh, I like you kind of a thing. Like, I had no clue until that day, which was insane. So we got up there and we were sitting there and waiting for our food, and he was like, you know, I'm breaking all my rules for you, right? I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. He was like, no, really. He was like, there's just something about you that, you know, you've got your shit together and things are looking good for you. And I'm like, alrighty. And then I ended up, you know, spending the night that night because we didn't get back because traffic was crazy, because obviously it's ski season. So, I mean, not necessarily like 6 o'clock was crazy going down or going up on a Friday or down on a Friday, but the traffic was bad. There was an accident, and then we ended up stopping at like this lookout place and looking at the stars, and it was freezing. And then we got back home or to his house, and we watched American Psycho, and then it ended up being really late, and I was tired, and he was tired from the bus ride, and we just kind of passed out, and yeah, the rest is history. Obviously, he never actually, it was never specifically like, oh, hey, would you want to be my girlfriend, or, you know, you want to go out with me? Like, it just happened because it was already happening, so we just kind of went with it, which worked out really well, I think. So there's that. I mean, I liked him a lot at that point. I never anticipated how much I was gonna like him, because, I mean, I was 21. I was a new relationship. I was just hanging out with it and seeing where it took us. And I was, you know, there was times where I was like, oh my god, you know, I'd love to, you know, he's a great guy, I'd like to see where this goes, but I was never like, oh, I'm gonna marry him. And then I remember the moment that I realized I loved him, because he made some sarcastic comment, and I was like, yep, I need to marry him. And I mean, it's kind of funny. But seriously, if somebody would have said, oh hey, yeah, you're gonna marry him, like, I don't know, I kind of, thinking back on it though, I kind of maybe knew. And in case you're wondering, it's the Wet n Wild color icon in 648 taupe. But I don't know, I was so elated and just excited and honored to be dating him, because in class, because we actually had a class together, he was always talking about his, you know, standards and all of this stuff, and I didn't know what kind of girl he was into, like what his type was, but I was like, oh, there's no way that I'm his type, there's no way I'd ever have a chance with him, and all this stuff was in my, going through my mind. And then he's like, oh yeah, I want you. And he never, people find it really weird because they'd be like, oh, when's your anniversary? And I mean, he never asked me specifically to be his girlfriend, so we really technically don't have an anniversary. But since this is the anniversary of our first date, we're kind of calling this our anniversary, which is just fine. I don't care. I like it. And then he never asked me to marry him either. I have a blog post about it, and actually, it was kind of a mutual thing. I mean, we talked about it. We were like, oh yeah, you know, this is what I'd want if we got married, blah, 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 blah. And then it was like, oh yeah, I'm going to marry you in the next 6 months. And I was like, what? And then my mom and his mom were here for a barbecue one night. And he was like, hey, does your mom have, you know, Thursday off? And I was like, yeah, why? He's like, well, she can come and be a witness. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? And so then we decided to tell them we were getting married, and they were excited. And I mean, more so since neither of us, I mean, like I put in the blog, if you can go read it, the whole thing. But I mean, I did at one point want the whole big, huge fairy tale wedding, but that's kind of unrealistic, and I didn't really want to spend the money on it just for like one day to try to stress out about planning a perfect party for everybody else. Because I feel like when people plan weddings, most of the time it turns into just, you know, them trying to make it good for what everybody else wants. It's like, oh yeah, I want to eat pizza rolls and have some ice cream and cupcakes, but, you know, everybody else is going to find that weird, so we have to have a catered dinner, and it has to be, like, you know, steak or chicken, and, I mean, I think it would be fun to plan a wedding, but I'm not going to do that for myself, because that's a lot of stress and a lot of drama that I don't want to deal with. So, basically, when we got married, it was like, it was a Friday when we decided we were going to do it. So we had Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to get ready for it. And we both knew we were going to wear cowboy boots. And I had seen a dress at Target that I really liked that was like lacy. I mean, that pretty much looked like mine, but mine was prettier. And so he went and bought a Wrangler shirt, and I mean, it was like not a lot of time to prepare. I went to the mall that Saturday, and I was like frantically going into all of these stores looking for white dresses that I remotely liked, and I tried a few of them on, and it didn't seem realistic because it wasn't like, you know, I didn't have a ring on my finger, and it wasn't like, not that that's the only thing that matters, because it's not. Marrying the person that you love, marrying your best friend, is the thing that matters. But it just didn't feel real. It was very, very surreal. And I was kind of hungover the next day, so, you know, when I was going into these stores and looking for white dresses, I was clearly trying on only white dresses and only in white dress sections. And everyone's like, oh yeah, do you need some help finding anything? Are you looking for anything specific? And I was like, no, I'm just looking for right now. And, because I couldn't, it felt weird to me to be like, oh yeah, I'm getting married in a few days. Like, it just, you know, I don't know. Apparently I can't talk while I'm doing eyeliner. But, yeah. And then we were gonna go, because we decided to go get married in Breckenridge. So for dinner, we were gonna go where, you know, everybody's like, oh, well, you know, you're in a ski town, you can go have, you know, reservations at some mountain lodge or something and have dinner there. And it was like, you know, we were gonna go to Bojo's because that's where we had our first date. And apparently they were under renovations at the time, so they were closed. We were like, well, we could go eat somewhere in the city. I was like, no. Because there's also a Tommyknockers up there. So we decided to just, you know, walk up the block a little bit and go there instead, which worked out. And yeah. So our first wedding anniversary is going to be on Friday the 13th of November this year, which is kind of funny. We didn't even think about it that way. It was just, you know, that Thursday randomly happened to be the 13th, and we went for it. So it doesn't really have any, like, special, well, at least not to me. I mean, we didn't sit there and, like, we're like, oh yeah, let's plan it for this day because of this, and numbers, and cookies. that was totally, like, unexpected. But yeah, so it was just kind of a random thing, and then I went and, you know, told people at work because I wasn't going to be there, because Thursday nobody was really there except for me, but I was going to take Friday off too, and so just kind of hang out, and I was going to try to go get my driver's license and stuff, that Friday, and it, you know, you couldn't do that, but I did got my social security number, or not my number, my name changed there, so, you know, I'm officially Marcy France, but I still don't have a new driver's license, which kind of sucks, because every time I've gone there, the line has been ridiculous, and it's just like, I'm not going to wait in this line. I have way too much to do. I go into work every day, well, Monday through Friday, except for Thursdays at 8:30, and don't get out till 4:30 or 5 o'clock. Sometimes it's 5:30. So I don't really have time to go get my driver's license changed right now, which sucks, but you know, it's whatever. I don't really care. I mean, I care, but it's not like... So, while I was doing that, the eyeliner I did on my top is the e.l.f. liquid liner, at the bottom is XXY's dual ended eyeliner pencil thingy. Where's all my brushes? And then I'm going to use my angled eyeliner brush. Oh, this is messy. And I've got this, like, loose white powder. That sounds really bad. It's like a sparkly powder. Which I'm just going to put in my inner corners. And then bring it over here a little bit. So that way it kind of just brightens my inner eye. Didn't work out on this side as well. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't even like dressed for a date last time. It was like, I was just wearing like a sweatshirt and some jeans, and, cause you know, it was just a hangout day, go drive around or something, like, I don't know. Okay, so, I'll also go ahead and show you guys what I'm wearing as well. I will have a picture of it, but you know. I almost feel awkward doing these because I'm just like here talking to myself. But then I don't, because I feel like all bunch of looks are kind of just generic, and it's like, you know, everybody's got their, I'm going to show you how to do a smoky eye, I'm going to show you how to do this, I'm going to show you how to do this, and like all of my Get Ready With Me videos are just like everyday neutral smoky eyes, because that's what I wear when I wear eye makeup every time. So that's what it's like for me. And my lips are misshapen. Like, actually misshapen. Not just I put my makeup on wrong. Like, if you can see them. But it's because I fell when I was little. And I split the hell out of my lips, so. Yeah, this is CoverGirl's 12-hour, whatever, long-lasting lip color in Sunkissed. And my mascara was CoverGirl's 24-hour lash blast. That stuff is absolutely ridiculously amazing. I think it's... Oh, they're not dry yet. It does what it says it's gonna... I mean, I don't know that it lasts for 24 hours because I haven't been up for 24 hours. But it curls my lashes like none other. And you're probably asking yourself, but Marcy, didn't you just recently get a thingy from Sephora for Christmas? And yes, I did. That has all the favorites in it. I did, and I really haven't used it yet, because, yeah. So now I'm also going to take the L'Oreal Paris Double Expand Beauty Tubes and just use the black end and just kind of tip them a little bit. Just to give myself a little bit more length. And I might even use my extensions, which is from Maybelline's Illegal Length Fibrous Extensions. Just to see what happens, you know. I actually had a different dress that I was going to wear. Then I decided, you know, it is a little cold outside. It's going to be cold when we go up there. And I don't want to look that fancy. So what I'm going to wear is more of a casual kind of fancy, I guess. It's fancier than last time. Oh, and then when we went up there for our first date, actually, it was funny because we ordered this, like, Italian Parmesan chicken pizza thing, and Zach doesn't like mushrooms, so we asked for half of the pizza without mushrooms, right? So then we're getting up to go to the salad bar, and the waiter comes back, he's like, wait, did you want it half with or half without mushrooms? And we were like, what? We kind of just looked at each other before either of us could say anything. He was like, oh wait, never mind, and left. And then the waiter, when he brought our pizza back, it was all mushrooms. So, okay, so this scarf that I'm putting on right now is reminiscent of a blanket scarf. I don't know, I don't think there's a tag on it. I got it from my grandpa. So, yeah, no. So I don't know. It could be extremely old. It could be not that old. I don't know. It is kind of scratchy though, which is a bit annoying at times. But I still, you know, it's not even, it's like more of a scarf shape instead of the blanket shape. However, I make it blanket shaped. Yo. So, let's pull my braid back out because I'm not sure that I'm going to wear it in a braid. Yet. Just yet. Okay. Is this like a ball? This is pain. And then the shirt I'm wearing, I think like everything is from Walmart, honestly. So I've got, I'm going to pick you guys up after I pull my skirt down. Okay, so this is my face. Lovely. So I'm wearing this watch, which says it's Geneva, but I don't think it is. Can you see it? It's just a black and rose gold, and for whatever reason my camera doesn't want to focus on that. But then I've got these little black rose earrings, which I think I might have tweeted a picture. Maybe not. My tragus ring. Then my wedding ring. And then I've got, yep, there's peanut butter and peanut M&Ms over there. I love the life you live the life you love ring. You're just going to have to excuse the messiness. But anyway, so this shirt is just a long, and this is my filming setup, isn't it great? This is just a long sleeve t-shirt from Walmart, and it's like $8. This skirt came from Walmart a few years ago. It's one of these ones that like goes up all high and is like tight that everybody was all kinds of obsessed with a few years back. I have a black one from PacSun as well. And then I've got on just some pantyhose. And then these boots that I got from Faded Glory, which are also Walmart. And yeah, and then I'm going to use this purse, which, oh my god, guess where it came from? Walmart! So this, I don't know if you can even get it. This is the kind of complete ensemble. So the purse being kind of like an eggplant color, I feel like matches the scarf. And then the black just ties it all together. The blue, let me show you up close so we can have this. Okay, so it's not working out. So this purse matches the purple and the scarf. And then my purse just spilled. The blue in the scarf matches the electric blue in the skirt. See what I'm doing here? Yeah. Alright, now I gotta clean up my purse and we should be leaving here soon. And I hope you guys like this video. I will talk to y'all later. I don't know if I'm gonna wear my hair in a braid or not, but you'll see it in pictures later. Alright, have a great day.